Okay, I will do with you today a well-known tutorial in React called Thinking in React. So it's a tutorial that is composed by Facebook. They want us to build this simple application here that is a pretty simple dumb piece, but we want to build all this application in React. So this is the challenging part. We will try to learn together how to use React effectively. If you didn't have tried this tutorial by your own, please stop the video right now. You must struggle a bit and have your first intuition about the language, and when you will try it by yourself, you will have some question, you will maybe feel some time to write poorly written code, and with that question in mind, I think it will be greater for you then only show you the solution after you struggle a bit about the language. So it's not because I want you to suffer, but I think it will be more efficient for your learning process to tackle this problem by your own and after do it with me, so you will have my version to how do well this application. So we can have a sample of this application at the bottom of the page. We can see on CodePen here the thing that they want us to create. So we can see here that this is probably the return value of a REST call. So they provide us some value, and then we can filter the value by writing something in the field here. So as you can see with BA, I'm getting only the result that contain BA. And if I click on this little checkbox here, that filter out products that weren't in stock. So I think it's a pretty classic app. So we will start from scratch. As you can see, I was build it inside this folder here and I have nothing inside, so it's completely fair. I start from scratch. So I already provide you a link, create React app, and this link is an abstraction to make you able to build a one-pager application without even knowing how to manage package with language like npm and how to install every dependency like out reload, a web server, and stuff like that. So this is a complete abstraction. So let me open a console. So currently I'm on Windows, but you can do it on whatever OS you want. So I will go inside this folder here, and then I will use the command create React app. So if you didn't have a Node installed, go to Node.js, Node.js, please. Oh, you found it. Go to Node.js and download the Node.js, and after that install the package globally, create React app. And after that, you should be able to run the command create React app, and we will call this React Training 1. So this is the name of the app. So it creating for us this folder over here, and it install React, React DOM, and React Script. So in fact, React Script is a complete abstraction of a web server, of some dependencies, some builds, some developer tools, and stuff like this. So at the end, when we will run npm start inside our folder that we have created, we will start a browser probably on port 3000 here. So okay, so if you want to learn more about this command here, you can simply read the documentation on the page here. So you simply have to check to type create React app inside your browser to search with Google or your favorite browser. Yeah. So now we want to create this application here. So in fact, I've never done this tutorial, so I will try this tutorial by my own way. And I will build it, and maybe you will see some error because I will not do some video editing. So yeah, I hope there will not be a lot of error, but we will build this together, and I don't base myself on anything. Yeah. So now we can see that the command still installing. At the end of this command, we will see that will create the React Training folder here. So I think a good way to start this application will be to simply write this piece of DOM first inside our component to have a simple static application that is rendered by React. And after that, we will create component and add some logic to get the same thing, but with more and more filtering. So I think it will be the good way to build this application here. So now, it didn't finish to install this. Yeah, I think it's pretty slow. So I think a good way will be to maybe put this template here and simply put, I'm using Sublime Text 3 to write my code. You can use another idea if you want. Yeah, come on, finish. Yeah, cool, it's finished. Now we can go inside our folder here that we have created. This create React app have created everything for us. So now we can run the npm start command and it will start the server for us. And you can see that is open localhost on port 3000 as expected, and we have this simple app here. So we will remove this app because that's not the thing we want to create. So I will go inside this folder here, select my Sublime here. I go to src. This logo I will not require it, so I will delete it. App.js and maybe index.js. So in app.js we're loading this logo, so we'll remove it. Oh, as you can see, the output here is completely broken, so it's not a very good syntax here, and it's because currently this file is a JSX and we run it with an extension that is JS. So I think it's a typo from the one who created this application. So let me create this as a JSX, and now we have the great syntax here. So I'm not a huge fan of creating the class and then make my export statement. So I will simply put the export statement here and remove this call here. So in fact, this is the same thing as before. So let me remove this and simply write test here. I will remove this class name, doesn't make any sense for me. After that, I will go to my index.css. Okay, it's great. And my app.css, and I will remove everything because boring. Good. So now, yeah, you don't have any file that is called. What file you want? You want app.js. Why you want app.js? If I write JS6, are you happy? Yes, you are happy. So okay, so now we have a working application that only renders tests. So as I have shown you in the previous lesson, for creating DOM element, you simply let React create them, and we can write any element here. So I will do the structure for this page. I think it's not very hard. We will create a div here, and then we'll create an input, and input will have a type of text, and in this input we will have a placeholder of search ... Okay, so this is our first input. We can see that we have the input search here. Okay, it's fine. Now we can do another one, input type, and then this one will be a checkbox. Okay, yeah, it's not written input here. Come on, input. And then I will put a label here, and this label is only show products in stock. Okay, fine. We can close our label here, and we have this application here. So yeah, we're missing a div here, so we'll put a simple div here. Cool. Yeah, it's great. It's the same thing as this. So now after that we will build the table. So this will be the table here, and it starts with, maybe we can call this a table head. So it starts with a t-add. Come on, yeah. We start with t-add, and inside this t-add we have a row, and there will be two cells. The first one will be name, and the second one will be price. Good. After that, we can have a t-body here. I can remove my t-body here. And inside that t-body here, I will have a first row. That will be my category. So table division, no, table n will be another table n, but this one, it will have a code span of 2, and it's pointing good. So this is my, oh, I say a t-add, good, and we will do another one, but this one is not sporting good, it's electronic. Okay, let's see, the application is rendering okay, so this is okay. And after that, I will have 3 items for each, and the first item would be football, and we have the cost after, the cost of $49.99. Sorry, yeah, good. So I will copy and paste because it's pretty boring. 1, 2, 3. So the next one is baseball, and it costs only $9. Okay, cool. The third one is basketball, and it costs $29. And we'll copy those 3, and we'll put it here. iPod Touch, so I do it, iPod Touch, and it costs $99. We have also iPhone 5, oh, it's electronic, yeah, and $399, oh, yeah, and the last one will be Nexus 7, and it will be $199. Okay, cool. Now we have the same thing. Almost the same thing. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, maybe we can say on this one here, I will add a class name, and I want them to align left. And on basketball and iPhone, on basketball, I will put a class name of not in stock. Okay, it's fine. I will put another class. What's the one? iPhone 5. Yeah, I will put the same class here. And now I will define my class in index.css. So it's not a course about CSS, so I will not explain a lot. Not in stock. Basically, it's just color red. And as you can see, when I press save, it auto-reload the page. So as you can see, we will do also font weight of bold, and when I press save, it automatically refreshes the page here. And we also have a left class, and it will be text align left. And we need to copy and paste the left class here to our first element here. Okay, it's good. It's, yeah, I think it's fairly the same thing that we've seen here. Yeah, it's fairly great. So now we have our first version, so it's a static version. So let me show you in full screen. So it's your first static version of this application here. So okay, but now we didn't use the furnished data. The REST call provides us those data. So for now, we will not make the REST call. We will just use it as a constant. So we'll define this will be a list of product, and this will be our product here. So this will be the product that we want to render. And now we need to create some division because there is too much code here. I know it's just HTML, just plain HTML, but this is too much for a controller to have. I don't know, it's like 50 line of HTML code, so it's too much code here. So we can create we probably can create some component here. So we could see, if we check our application here, we can see that probably those two, it's how we will call this, maybe list queryable or list filterable, I don't know. So maybe we can create a component here. So we'll copy and paste the app.jsx and we'll call this maybe list queryable, list filterable. I will call this list filter, maybe list filterable. I don't know why, because I like how it sounds. So list filterable here. So we'll remove this. Now I will not require this. I will call this list filterable. And inside list filterable, I will remove this. I will remove this table here. Okay, so this will be my list filterable. Okay, and now I want to use my simple component here inside my app.jsx. So I could import this component. So import list filterable from, and it's from here. So I can call this list filterable. And now instead of calling this part of code, I could use list filterable. And as you could see, it's exactly the same thing as we have before. So now the table here probably encapsulate another concept here that we can call this maybe list table. So I will copy and paste maybe list filterable here. I will use list table. Okay, I will call this list table, and I will simply I will copy and paste the table here. So remove this, put list table here, adjust a bit the indentation. Yeah, it's look great. And then for here it will be list table, and I also need to import list table. So I will import list table from dot list table from here. So as you could see, we have the same thing as we have before. So now it's time to check. We have some here, we have some section. Those are section, and for each section we have some item. So we can call this maybe, I will copy and paste this one, and we call this list section. And I will copy and paste also this one and list item. Okay. So I open my list item and my list section. List section and also list item. So list item will be, I will simply keep one item and remove the rest. So this will be my list item here. So yeah, make me adjust the indentation. So this is a list item, and we have a list section here. And what is a list section? List section is this part over here. This is a list section. Okay, and in this list section here, we'll have list item. So in fact, I can substitute this to list item, and I will simply copy it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is my list section, this is my list item. Okay, so now you need to know what is list item. So I will import list item from here, and inside my list table here, I will remove those two, and I will simply put list section. And I have it 2 times, so I will do it 2 times. So I have this 2 times, and I need to make an importation of list section from here, list section. So we didn't create a good hierarchy, we put everything at the root, but it's not very important for now. As you could see, we have the exact same thing as before, but now we're using the football item anytime and the same list section anytime. But in fact, that look like a lot what we have done before. So now I do believe it's time to use a bit of interactivity. So we will just use JavaScript to populate the right data at the right place, because as you could see, it's the same thing as we have here, but we don't use the gray data. We only divide inside component, and as you could see, we only have an architecture here. We have an application that renders the whole app. Oh, we don't need 2 div here, so I can remove one. It's not necessary. Okay, so we have one div here, and then we have small component, and another small component, and another small component. See how easy those components are to read. It's now a little piece of HTML chunk. So it's pretty cool. So now it's time to use those products here. So maybe we will want to push the product to the list table, because in fact the list table show those products. So we call this a prop. So we can push product, and product will be our product here. So this is a constant variable. As a reminder, it's the output of a REST call, and we passed it as a prop to list table component. So as you could see in list table component, we can now do something like this: console.log this.props.products. And if I'm open my browser, my console developer here, I see that those are my product here. Oh, it's fine. So now I have my product here. So another way, because you see that you can access product like this, but every time you want to use product, you will have to write this.props.product. So if you know EX6, you know that we can extract thing from an object by writing something like this. So extract the product from this.props. And this is very cool, but because if you have more than one property, let's say I have another property that's called banana. So now we can access this.props.banana and this.props.product in this simple line of code. And after that, I can use banana and banana, and maybe I can do some operation, banana plus products. I don't know. Okay, so it's simple access. So it's variable definition, and I think it's cooler than do it this way. So now I have my two. I have banana, and then I have my banana. I don't need banana. What the fuck? So now I have my product here, and I need to show those 2 sections here. So in fact, it's just a filtering of the product. So as you could see, I can check back what is my product, console.log products. And in my console developer, I can see that every of my product have some category, some name, some price, and some stock value. So in fact, I think a pretty efficient way will be to degrade a bit product, because we want to care about category. So I will do a cons categories here, and it will be product. And in fact, I will iterate over each of my product one by one, and my product, I want to return only the product.category. And now if I'm checking my category, as you could see, I've reduced my product object to a simple piece of category, but now there is some repetition. So we know a mathematical way to remove repetition will be to use a set. So we can say give a new set from those category, and now this category is reduced to 2 categories. We have category sporting good and electronic, but we don't want to use it as a set. We want to use it as an array. So maybe we can do array.from and then use that set over here. And by doing this, I now get my my two components and an array, sorting good and electronics. So it's cool, it's exactly what I want. And now we have an array. So array is pretty cool because we can use this array here inside our HTML render. So as you can see, this is HTML and we have some more complex components. So this is a React component and this is HTML component. The fact is, when you create component, you should capitalize component. Is the way you will say it's a React component. It's not an obligation, but it's a standard. So I ask you to do this good practice. Okay, so now instead of doing my to list section here, I can write curly brace here, and this means this is plain HTML evaluation and this is JavaScript evaluation. So now I can write my categories here, and I want my category to map. So now I have a category here, and with that category I want to use a list section. And I have exactly the same thing as before, but now those things as rendered dynamically. So if I go to my little console, I see that I make a mistake. Each child in array or iterator should have a unique key props. Is because React use key when it will call the tree of should component update. So to know if we must render or dig in to know if there is more render to do, you need to know if it's the exact same component. So we can use a key prop here, and we must provide a unique key here, and the unique key is simply the category name. So in fact, if I'm doing the category here, so the error disappear. So cool, it's fine. But now it's not cool because we have the same thing two times. So maybe a better way, we'll pass another props here that is called name, and the name will be also the category. And now in my this is list section. So in my list section here, instead of calling this sporting good, I can use console.log, not console.log, sorry, const, and I will extract my name, and my name is equal to this.props. And instead of hard coding a value here, I will simply call name here. And now I get my sporting goods and my electronics. So electronics sorting goods. So it's cool. So now we still are coding the football value here. So maybe it's time to push the right value here. So I can reuse, because I need to reuse thing when I'm building state component in React. So instead of passing only category here, I will pass also a list of product. And my list of product will be this dot filter product based on category. And I will create this simple function here. This function is filter product and receive a category. And it will also use the product here. So I call my product here, and it's a filter of those products. So in fact, I want the product, but not everyone. I want the filter product of product where product.category is equal to my category here. And as you can see, now in my section over here, if I'm adding my product here, product, and I console.log my product, as you will see, I now get my two array. In my first array, I have only my sporting good, and in my second array, I have my electronic. So it's cool, it's fine, it's exactly what I want. So in fact, I can remove this, and now we know the trick. Because we have an array, we can do product product.map. We have a product here, and what we want to return a list item, and it will be exactly the thing as we have before. And now we still get back this simple error here. Each child in an array or iterator should have a unique key prop It's again the trick to say we want not an item, we want a key, and my key need to be something that is unique. So maybe this time if we look at what we I removed the console.log, so let me console.log the product. Yeah, I don't like this, so let me remove this. So now if we check that object here, we need to find something unique, but there's probably nothing unique. Category is definitely not unique. Football can be unique, but could you think two products to have the same name? I think so. Could you think two products to have the same price? I think so. Do you think we can have two products with stocked property? I think so. So it's not a good idea. We don't have any unique key here. So what could we do? Oh, we can, instead to receive product, we can receive product and an index, because the second parameter of the map function is the index in an array, and we are lucky because the index of an array is unique, so we can pass here the index, and ta-da, the error will be removed. So now we don't have an error anymore. Oh, it's cool, it's fine. So now inside this, instead of using every item, we could pass name, we could pass price, we could give property like this, but in fact it's nothing more than read the value of the product here. So a better way, instead of reading this value one by one, we can simply say, oh, let's explode the value of the product. So let me show you a bit what this means. So if I'm taking an object here, let's call the first object here to be A, and let's define a property, maybe lion, true, and maybe potato to be 1, and important stuff will be 2. Okay? And now let's create another object. Object B, and object B will contain maybe gazelle, true, potato, maybe not potato, maybe important stuff will be 5. Okay? And then we want to create a zoo property, a zoo object, and zoo object will be the object A. So we're using A, and after that we want to augment with the object B. The object B. So what is zoo? In fact, the constant zoo that you have created is nothing more than taking the content of this object here and copy it, and then we do the same thing with B. So we get B here. So it add the property B here, but as you can see, we have 2 times important stuff. So in fact, the second important stuff override the first important stuff. So in fact, when you compose the object zoo, that is A and B, in fact, the object zoo is now equal to this. Lion is equal to true, potato is equal to 1, gazelle is equal to true, and important stuff is 5, because it's the overwritten value of B on A. So it's composition. Okay, now we understand what this means. So now we're receiving the product. So in list item here, I can say here, let me extract the, I think it were called name. And did I refresh my page? If I didn't refresh my page, so okay, we can see it in the app. Category, price, stock, and name. So it's name and price that interest us for the moment. So, and also stock. So in fact, this is name, and this one here is price. Do you see how? Oh, we make a mistake. What the mistake is an unexpected token. Where did I write an unexpected token? This dot props. Sorry, I make a mistake. I'm human, so I make mistake. So as you can see now, it's almost exactly the same thing as this. but we're using dynamic filtering, and as you can see, I only have a function on the top that giving me the product, and I refine the product over each component here. So it refine the product and it refine the product, and then I get my item here. So now I want this here to get a class name if and only if. So if I'm what is, it's not in stock, I think. So this put everything in red. So in fact, this is conditional. We add the not in stock only if we have in stock. So in fact, we can interpret this. We can put JavaScript also in attribute. So in fact, it's the evaluation of stock. And if we have stock set to true, then we define not in stock. And as you can see, now is the inverse. So if not in stock is false, then I put this property in red because those two objects are not in stock. And as you can see, I use a pretty elegant way to say if stock is false, and only if it's false, then add the not in stock. So it's a concise way to make some conditional evaluation here. So again, this is ES6. So if you want to search it, it's ES6, a diminutive to ES 2016. Okay. I think it's cool. So now we have everything that working fine, and we need now to make those two things here. As you could see, I can write in my component here, and I can check my box here, but that doesn't do anything. So in fact, it's now time to talk about the state. So I add a state value here, and now I'm using an initializer of my product here, and on the initial time my product is equal to product, and then I will use the refine function here to define my products, but now I will get it from this.state. So what is the difference? So let's call this product rest to remove confusion here. So now this is product, this is clearly product, and product is defined to be product rest here. Okay, it's for losing a bit of confusion. So now what's the difference between state and props? Props are immutable, state are mutable. Okay, so in fact, state is used to be mutable data because you cannot change the props in React. But if you want to change some value, you can change it in the state process. And in fact, state must be used to set things that affect the render of the page. So if you want to get some important value, you will use, so let's say I want to use an important value, but that will not affect the render of the page. Normally I use my object. So this dot maybe important value is equal to 5. So this set my important value, but this will not be a property that will be observed for the re-render of the page. So we have private place that is contained by the object. So we have the object that is also mutable. Okay, so object is mutable that does not affect the rendering process. We have mutable here, so it's mutable that does affect the rendering process. Okay, and this is immutable property. So now you know about props, you know about state, and you know about the object. So we use object when we call the render function. We use object on the component that I've written function in table here, filter product. It's this filter product here. So we use the object to encapsulate our function here. And I think that's it. So now we have the same thing that we have before, but we have initialized our state here. So now it's time to do our component here. So in fact, an important thing will be, I will add, now I have my product here, and I will also add a query. And for now, the query will be empty. So I will pass to the filterable here a query that is equal to, believe it or not, is just query. So in list filterable here, I now receive a props that is called query. So call this, and this is query, and I get in from this.props. So you must understand that query is a mutable element from this state over here, but when it's passed to the list filterable here, it became an immutable property inside the list filterable here. So let me put those together here. So I can put the value over here and use my query. But now, if I'm go to here and tap thing, you can see that I'm currently push some keys on my keyboard and nothing happened. Why? It is because I say to React, the state and the value of this input is our code to be the query, and it's because I inverse the flow. You must understand that when we have some formula input inside inside React, in fact, React is currently managing the state of our application, but for a form, it's a special case of React because the form have a state but inside the DOM. So we want to reverse the dependencies of the DOM inside inside React. So we will do this, and we can do this by calling the unchanged function here. But the unchanged function here is not pretty efficient, because what could change? We cannot change a prop here, so we need to pass another function here that will affect the state here. So in fact, let's create a function here. We will call this maybe how could we call this onQuery change, and we get the new query here. And now I can pass here also the unchanged. I will pass the unchanged here, and the unchanged will be onQuery change, or maybe we can give a better name, and the query change will be a better name, I think. So unchanged we call in fact this dot and the query change. We don't need to pass thing like this. React will do this for us. So we pass unchanged here, and in filterable here, now I receive from my props unchanged. So unchanged here, and I will put it here. So in fact, you receive an event when you change, and you want to call this dot unchanged. No, you want to call the unchanged function, and we will use it with event.target.value. So we receive a query here, and now I can do console.log the query to see that the query is now in my component here. So I'll show you. So now I got nothing. I will type H, and as you can see, I receive H here. So now I can update my state. So for updating and rendering the page, I must do this dot set. If I do this dot state dot query equal H, this will be okay, but in fact there will be no re-render, not H, query, and I can show you console log this state query. As you could see, uh, do not mutate state directly, use set state. You ask me for, so I press on H here, and it don't like it. It don't like it because now I'm using the state of undefined, this that state that query, and it don't like this way. It's because I will need to bind this here. So I redo what I've explained to you. If I'm typing H here, I'm still getting the H here, but the component does not update. So if I want my component to re-render and it's the basic use of the state, I will use the set state function. So set state is include because we extend component lifecycle here. So we'll do this dot set state, and with the y, when we do this dot set state, we can pass an object here, and we'll pass query is equal to query. So in fact, query is enough. Query is equal to query. It's the same thing as writing query is equal to query. Okay? So this and this is exactly the same thing. So I will do only this. And now you could see that I can now write things inside my component, and I in fact reverse the flow of the component, because now React can handle the state of this input here. Okay, it's cool. Maybe we will filter using this. So in fact, we will not just updating query, we will updating another thing in the product state, or let me think another way to do this. I don't think product rest will be very efficient here. We can remove product here, and I think a good way will be to simply have a filter product function here, and we will use this filter product here. Instead of using product, I can say this dot filter product here. So this will be the return of the filter product here. So in fact, as you expect, I will use my product rest here, and I will do a dot filter because I've called this filter product, so it's a good idea that I will use filter here. And now I want to say I want the product where product dot index of product dot name, because it's name, it's name. We want to compare product dot name dot index of let me extract the query, so we can say constant, we get the query from this dot state. So the index of query is not equal to -1, and I think that's it. So we can try it, B, A, and we have the same thing. So we have made a filter here. Maybe it will be a greater thing to do two lower case to maybe encapsulate things like iPhone. Okay, so it's pretty common. So now we only have to make this little checkbox here, and everything will be fine. So for the checkbox here, we will do another filter, and we get filter. We also get product here, and we want to check now product dot stock. So if we do so, it will return things that have product stock to true, but it's not. It will be product stock that equal we will have in stock here. Let me put it alphabetically, in stock. So I will put the in stock here. It's not. Maybe we can refine this a bit. to show only in stock. I think it will be better, so I will put false as my default value. So product.stock is equal to show only in stock. So let me remove this. Show only in stock. So now it will be show only in stock. And what I only want to check this condition if show only in stock is false. So if show only in stock is true, then I want to filter product stock equals show only in stock. If not, show all product. I think I got it. No, I do the okay, so I must do show only in stock, or I think it's an or here, or product in stock is equal to show only in stock. Yeah, this will render everything, and when I click on this, this will render only the product in stock. So it's supposed to be this and this and this one and this one. So I will also need to reverse the flow, so I will get handle checkbox, maybe checkbox change, and I will receive here the is in stock is only in stock property here, and I will do exactly the same thing. So this is another cool thing about React. So in fact, yeah, I would say show only in stock to use the abbreviated syntax show only in stock here. This is a cool thing about React, because when you update show only in stock, it does not affect query. You remember that I've shown you what the difference of the object A and the object B. So yeah, you can filter by doing you can update only one property, override only one property, because this the set state will simply merge the object together. So okay, it's cool. Now we only need to, on this checkbox here, I will put unchanged is equal to an event, and I think it will be event.target dot check it. I think it's that, I'm not sure. And the checked value here will come from the checked props. So I'll put the checked props here. And now I need to define the checked props. So on app, list filterable here, I will define the checked props. And the checked props will be show only on state, in fact. Yeah. Show only on state. Come on. Show only in stock. Yeah. Show only in stock. So the checked will be this. So I got my checked here. So we'll not filter. Click on this and it failed. So okay. So let me debug this. So for now, I will just do something like this. Sorry. This console.log event.target, and now we'll simply return this. You don't like it? Yeah, you don't like this? Why you don't like this? Maybe because You does this thing is the right syntax? Yeah. Okay. So now when I'm clicking on this, what I get? Oh, I get a value on. Oh. Nah. Why? Why I'm doing this? I couldn't call the... We don't require anything here. We don't require the 7. We can simply say uncheck, because we need also to define this function here. Uncheck, unchange, and now uncheck. And this function here will be this dot handle checkbox change, like this, and we will bind this. Let me remove this. We don't need this. We can simply say, let me extract the value show only in stock from this dot state, and now we reverse the show only in stock. Is the basic compartment of a checkbox. Yeah. So we have the bind this here. So let me show you. It was in the list variable here. So now we I'll call this uncheck here. So I'll call uncheck like this. So now uncheck is not defined because I forgotten to write uncheck here. Okay. So now uncheck is defined, and it filtered too much. Yeah, it filtered way too much. It filtered everything. So okay, why do you filter everything? It's because the condition here is not good. So if show only in stock is not true, so this return false. So we evaluate this. So product.stock must be equal to show only in stock. Product, it's because it's product.stock. Sorry. And now, yeah, ooh, it's super fun. I got the complete app working.